Hey, how's it going? Yeah, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to discussion videos, okay? I love this concept that yours truly came up. I didn't really come up with it, but I came up with it. I love doing discussion videos. Like, discussion videos are my shit. You go back in my channel, I haven't done them for a while. You go back in my channel, you'll see videos that have like the tag, a discussion video, where the point is, I bring up a topic that I'm very passionate about. I have a lot of opinions about, about manga, and I want you to comment down below your opinions. I don't care what they are. I don't care if I say my opinion and it's the complete opposite. I don't even care if it has nothing to do with the conversation. All right. The entire point of this is for me to say my piece, and I want to hear your piece because I said I'm a manga pro. I want to learn more in manga. I want to get other people's opinions. This isn't me just spewing my opinion, not wanting to listen. I want to hear your guys' thoughts, and these are the point of these videos. Now, what is the discussion of this video? Well, actually, can I just say something first? Can I just say, I'm so happy that these videos actually did like somewhat well, because oh my God, do I love them. Okay, I'm going to get into the video now. What is this video about? Well, it's basically about I hate the term reinventing the wheel. Well, I don't hate it, but I hate it when people use it as like a plus for a manga. Like, why is something good? Why is something good? And this really sparked up me. I was talking to a friend, and I was talking about how I didn't like One Punch Man very much. And speaking of One Punch Man, I actually have it right here. I read the first 3 volumes of One Punch Man. I thought it was pretty good, but a lot of people were hyping it up to insanity, and that's it. People were hyping up to insanity, and I read it, and I thought it was pretty good. I didn't really understand why. And I was telling my friend, I'm like, hey, why do you like One Punch Man so much? Because he loves it. And he said, bro, I love One Punch Man. It reinvents the wheel. So? Actually so. Okay, it reinvents the wheel. I can reinvent the wheel. I can change the idea of cooking by taking a shit in your sandwich and calling it food. Is that reinventing? That's reinventing the wheel. I reinvented it for you. I took a shit in your sandwich. You're going to eat it? No, you're not going to eat my shit sandwich. That's the same thing with manga. I'm not saying One Punch Man is a shit sandwich, but what I'm saying is the term reinventing the wheel should not be associated with a positive thing. It should be more neutral. Tell me why it's good, why it reinvents the wheel, why that's a positive thing for you. Because if you just tell me it reinvents the wheel, that says like nothing for me. And I just hate that term in general because reinventing the wheel, like that just like assumes that something that doesn't reinvent the wheel is overall shit. I came across a post that was saying, what's better, JJK or Dandadan? In my opinion, it's Dandadan, and most people agreed it's Dandadan. And I went into the comments, and everyone's just like, well, Dandadan does something different, and JJK kind of stays the same. Brother, that is not the argument you should be making. Hold on. The flow of this video is going to get really bad, but I'm taking the volumes out, because I have all the volumes right here that I want to talk about. Oh, excuse me. That is not the argument you should be making. I love Dandadan way more than JJK. That's not a bash on JJK. That's a praise on Dandadan. I love Dandadan. But you should be talking about, oh, Dandadan's compelling characters. It's creative ideas. It's fluent artwork. I think they were talking about the anime. But you can even say, like, the very, like, directorial, like, animation or whatever. Because the animation is an incredible style to it that JJK, animation, like, outright 10 out of 10 incredible. But, it's just something that it doesn't have over Dandadan, at least in my opinion. You could be talking about anything else besides it reinvents the wheel. And that's just such a dumb concept to me. Because at one point, if you think about it, every manga reinvented the wheel. You could look at that, and people use these arguments now on which one's better, like of Naruto or One Piece. Go back to freaking 1990. Go back to 1800s when they were fucking making manga on sewn tablets or whatever. This show was reinventing the wheel. I'm not gonna go read Astro Boy, the same with the same excitement that the people in 1800s were. I mean, I don't think it was 1800s, probably like 1940s or something. I don't know. 1960s probably. I'm not gonna read it with the same excitement. Same thing with like a Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball reinvented the wheel. I'm not gonna treat it like it's the best thing of all time. And I think this comes with a problem that people just don't know how to describe why they like something. And I understand the sentiment of you read or watch too much of something and it feels very similar and you're just getting bored of it. I understand that. But you can't just say it reinvents the wheel without adding some context to it. I think a great example of this is Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man is an incredible example of this. Because every single time I hear a motherfucker talk about this manga, I feel like they're saying all the wrong things. I agree with them. And honestly, I'm not one to hate people's opinions. If you have an opinion, if you go up to me and go, the only reason I like Chainsaw Man is because it reinvents the wheel, I don't care about anything else, that's perfectly fine. I don't give a shit. But every single time I hear a person talk about why they like Chainsaw Man, it just doesn't make any sense to me, in my opinion. All they say, it reinvents the wheel, it defines the genre, it's not cliche. They talk about how Denji's motivations aren't like everyone else. He doesn't have high aspirations. He just wants to go touch some boobs. So, if anything, that's worse. If anything, my hair is getting... Sorry, I just went to the gym. If anything, that's worse. That's worse than having high aspirations. Because when you see a character like Luffy, or you see a character like Naruto, or a character like Hinata from Haikyuu, and you see they have these such high aspirations and they're at the bottom of the barrel of like their totem pole in their universe, it makes you more inspired, and it makes you more excited, and you want to see these characters go up there and achieve those goals. It's the classic underdog story. That's why those work. So many manga copy or get inspiration from it because it works. So just saying you reinvent the wheel doesn't do anything for me. But in Chainsaw Man's way, it actually makes it better, but nobody talks about it. In my opinion, what makes Denji such a compelling character is that he's such a basic human being on a fundamental level. He doesn't know how to act when he's in complex situations. So when he's dealing with characters like Makima or Himeno, he's never gotten that attention before. His goals are so low, which makes him such an easy target for manipulation. And later on in the manga, it pays off so well that if he had those high aspirations like Luffy, it wouldn't have made as much sense and it wouldn't be as good. But nobody talks about it, and it feels so sad. I feel like just saying it reinvents the wheel, it defines the genre. I'm a broken record at this point, but it doesn't do anything. It doesn't mean anything. There's no substance behind it. There's also another thing, and this is spoilers for Chainsaw Man manga. If you only watch an anime, you're gonna get spoiled. But killing off like your Sakura and your Sasuke, like your other two, main characters, is such an interesting way to define a genre, to reinvent the wheel, because it's unexpected. Does that mean it's a good thing? No, it doesn't. If you introduce two characters that are supposed to be shown to be your main characters and you kill them off, what else do you have? Nothing. But so when you do that, you have to tread a very fine line to make sure the manga is still in a very good, high quality pace. Chainsaw Man does that. Oshino Code does that. That doesn't mean killing off your characters automatically thumbs up good. You have to produce it well, is what I'm saying. And then another thing that pisses me off. This is a very energetic video. This is a very emotional video. I don't know about emotional. Opinionated video. I genuinely don't care that much, but I think it's definitely very, very prevalent with Blue Lock. I think Blue Lock is definitely the most prevalent one, especially because it hates on a lot of my favorite series like Slam Dunk and Haikyuu, and people just kind of Blue Lock is not hating on those manga. I want it to be known. If you really think about it, Blue Lock and Haikyuu have very, very similar themes. If you actually read the manga, in my opinion, at least what I got out of it, they have very similar themes. They just show it in different ways. Blue Lock is very break the mold, tear down what you think. This is how you should play. It's very in your face with it. It is super, super heavy on it. While in Haikyuu, it's almost as if it's on the regular. Like, there are straight up conversations in Haikyuu where people will be like, nah, I'm going to be the best and I'm going to beat you, or I'm going to stand out the most to their teammates. And it's not shown, or it's not like described in a very like evil way like Blue Lock does. Blue Lock creates it as this adrenaline filled drive that the players have, where they get sunken into the game and they just say this crazy shit and they do these crazy things because of how locked in they are. It's two different sides of the spectrum, but they are very similar in themes. At least I believe so. Also, Haikyuu and Blue Lock are like two different sports as well. I'm gonna do a video on that, on Haikyuu and Blue Lock, and how similar but also different they are, because they're two of my incredible manga. Same thing with Slam Dunk. Like, it feels like people are like hating, not really hating, but just like pushing aside the manga just because they are cliche, just because they fit like a mold, even if they're perfect with it. Now, keep in mind, even if a manga on paper, like, you think is perfect, it doesn't have to. It could be a 6 out of 10 for all you care. If you're not emotionally attached to characters, why would you care? It could have 10 out of 10 story, plot, whatever, characters, artwork, I don't even know, writing. But if you're not attached, you can't, rank it as high as things you are attached to. But I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. I just think, like, people will take a manga like Blue Lock and say, oh, I like how this manga breaks the norm from regular sports manga and it reinvents the wheel and it changes genres and it's actually an action manga and it says, fuck the friendship, I'm gonna be the best. When you're missing the point of this manga and the manga that came before it that have the opposite, or like the opposite opinion to it, or the opposite like style to it. It's dismissing like so many great works just because they don't reinvent the wheel. Yeah, like it is really upsetting to me. I want to know how you guys feel about it. And like, this is coming from a place where, you could say like Haikyuu is my favorite manga of all time. You could say that's very cliche. I mean, it is high school boys get into a tournament, they play the tournament, they lose some, they win some. Like the story is not, it's pretty simple. It's not very complex. You can follow it pretty well. But I don't ever think that should be a point where you dismiss it and saying this shit is ass because it doesn't show you something different, at least in premise. There are a lot of manga out there that I think are incredible, and I can't really think of like a manga that is bad that doesn't reinvent the wheel, but it is definitely 100% possible. Actually, now that I think about it, no, I was gonna say Doubt, but Doubt kind of like started the manga journey. Honestly, Spy Family's kind of one, if you want to think about it. It's like a slice of life, but with like psychic. I guess it's also just kind of like Psychic K, but they're like entirely different. I don't know. I'm gonna just leave you to it. There are incredible manga. I'm gonna just leave you with this. There are incredible manga out there that are very, very cliche, obviously inspired by other works, and maybe even copied. And there are also incredible manga that are super different. They break away from the norm and genuinely just creative, fantastical pieces of art. But there is never in any world where you should be separating these two manga and saying one is better over the other because it's something you've never seen before. In my opinion, and this is just my opinion, it's idiotic. Okay. Bye. Oh wait, actually not bye. I have a couple things to say. One, Twitter, my anime list in the description below. If you want any manga, manhwa, comic reviewed, just give me super thanks. I have actually a playlist with some of the manga I reviewed. If you like those formats of videos, go watch them. See if they're for you, and maybe you can go like $2. I'll do it. Oh, excuse me. After that, I don't really have much to say. If in the comments down below, leave a sick emoji, like the emoji of the guy with the thermostat and the head bandages and stuff. Like he's like sick. He's like has an illness. That's like I think all I have to say. Yeah. All right. But actually, nah, everyone's already gone. Bye.